Alright, so here again we have another simplifying a complex rational expression. And this problem may not look like one to begin with, but it actually is. And in fact, we're going to have to write this as it properly should be before we can start working with it. If you'll remember back from other things that we've done, a negative exponent doesn't mean a negative number. It means that this item is in the wrong position. So really, 3x to the negative 1 can be rewritten as 3 over x to the first power. Remember us changing those from before? And then likewise, plus 3y to the negative 1. Again, that means that y is in the wrong position. It really should be 3 over y. All over x to the negative 2, we need to rewrite as 1 over x squared, minus y to the negative 2, we need to rewrite as 1 over y squared. Now by doing that, we now see that complex rational expression, and let's go through and let's multiply by the common denominator. For each one of these fractions, the common denominator, looking at all of them, would be x squared, y squared. So we're going to multiply that to every single term. X squared, y squared, x squared, y squared, x squared, y squared. And then we're going to start simplifying. So for our first term here, x will cancel into one of those x's, and that will leave us with 3 times x times y squared on top. Our denominator is gone. Plus, over here, this y will cancel with one of those and leave us with 3x squared y. Now, let's work on the bottom here. Our x squareds will cancel, so we're left with y squared times 1, which is y squared, minus, for our last term here, our y squareds will cancel, so we have minus 1 times x squared, which is just that minus x squared. Now, we need to see if there's anything else that we can do to simplify this before we finish up. So looking at the numerator here, every term has a 3 in it, an x in it, and a y in it. So I'm going to factor that 3xy out of the numerator, which means we're left with y plus x all over. Now, as far as y squared minus x squared, this is a difference of two squares. So it will factor into y plus x times y minus x. And now we need to simplify any factors if we can. Y plus x will cancel because we've got one on top and one on bottom. And our final answer, we're left with 3xy over y minus x. Now this will not simplify down any further, so we are finished.